Hi, I'm Bear Hero, and welcome to the middle of the road. Not just in terms of my skill level, but more importantly in terms of my account progress. In the 8+ years I've played, I've averaged just barely over 1 hour a day on my Ironman account. You see, I have other priorities. I'm a family man, a devoted husband, and a dad. But this begs a question that will drive this series. Can a dad max on old school RuneScape? We are 4 episodes in, and I think it's time that we recap and talk about the plan. Now that Selling is coming out in autumn, we need to talk about how we're going to get here. But maybe we shouldn't try to tackle this max level all at once. Even reaching just here would be a massive leap forward. I told you that I was running a marathon last episode, so let's use that as a metaphor. In order for me to get to 2200, we're going to set up what I'm calling mile markers. So let's go over the mile markers that we're going to hit along the way to maxing our old school RuneScape account. First off, we're going to finish off 90 bases. That's been one of the first starting goals of our entire account, and we want to finish those to make sure that every stat is at least at level 90. In addition to that, we're also going to wrap up the easy tier of the generate task list. From that point, we're going to make a turn in the account's progression. We need to knock out Slayer. And it also tackles a few things for us along the way. We'll get things like seeds for farming, we'll also get some bones for prayer, and just some general other supplies. But also, and most importantly, it's going to allow us to train our combat in probably the most efficient way possible. We still have attack, strength, and defense that we need to get to 99 as well. So 99 Slayer and then 99 Melees are next on the agenda. And after 99 Slayer and 99 Combats, we are going to work on a few skills to get those up to 99. This is going to propel us forward to getting 2200 total level. Fire making, construction, cooking, farming, and woodcutting are all on the agenda. These are either skills that are going to be super quick to train, or they're going to be ones that we can passively do while we're either doing our Slayer tasks and or editing, filming of these videos. And then finally, we're going to get 92 base stats. That way, at least every skill is halfway there. Once we get 92 base stats, that should give us well over 2200 plus a little bit of change. We might even be able to shave off a few levels here and there, depending on what other things happen along the account's progression. But I want to be clear about something. Up until this point, we have been doing a linear approach to the account progression. I have been getting a level, and then I have been doing a collection log slot. Going forward after 90 bases and wrapping up the easy collection log slots, it's going to be a little bit more of, I guess, a freestyle approach. My primary goal will be getting 99 Slayer, but I'm also going to be hitting up some PVM stuff along the way. I'm just going to naturally be getting collection log slots through there, so I won't necessarily be going to the task list every time. You may see me maybe occasionally throw one here in here or there, but otherwise I'm going to be focusing primarily on just leveling up skills. You may also see me throw in some of those other skills I mentioned earlier that we want to get to 99 as well. I'm just going to take a approach of do what I feel like doing. Now, this is important. Once we tackle all the skill goals mentioned in this video in future episodes, that is when we're going to empty out the tank. I'm talking about full sending skills to 99. And I don't really quite know what that looks like, or maybe I don't even need to establish that. I just know that once we get halfway there, from 2200 to 2277, I'm going to be putting in the most efficient time that I can, a dad can, of course, to getting these skills to where they need to be. So with that said, that's the plan going forward, but we still have 2 big goals we're trying to knock out in the next episode or 2 to get to 90 bases and finishing up the easy tier of the generate task collection log slots. At this point, it's just like a post-edit tradition where I get a wood cutting level to start the next episode. And we're about to get that right here, right now at 455 XP left. That should be 2 logs, I believe. And then we should be able to get 93 wood cutting. Ooh, 66 XP. Is this it right here? 1, 2, 3. Chop the wood. There it is. 93 wood cutting to start the episode. So it's been a while since I showed my collection of caskets, although I'm sure it showed up in the bank whenever I've been banking on the different clips. But so far, here's what we're looking at. I'm still kind of trying to figure out when I want to open these. Obviously, I still have a task for beginner, and then I think for easy as well, in the easy tier of the collection log stuff. But I don't know. Maybe I should open these higher tier ones at some point. I don't know. What do you guys think? When I should open these up, or should I keep collecting them for a while, or it's a kind of something I'm not really sure about. So love some feedback on that. Just a reminder, we are going to be working on the steel boots to knock out the metal boot tiers for a Slayer. That is our current task we have on the spreadsheet. Let's knock this out. All right, the wiki says that you can get steel boots from these fire fiends at a rate of 1 out of 128. I think we're going to go ahead and just start here. Harpy bug swarms do drop them, but to be honest, I don't think I've ever really killed them, and I'm not really sure much about them, but I have killed pyre fiends, so we'll go ahead and just start here and see how it goes. All right, we're at the drop rate, but these kills are going so quick. This will be done in no time. 128 done. Let's go another 128 more, or less, or whatever. I'll take it. There it is. We got it. Just a few more kills later. 133. Very nice. Steel boots acquired. And that is the task complete. And that is completed for the steel boots. Shouldn't be... Oh, it is a 91%. Didn't expect that. Okay. Moving on to our next level, which will be gonna be construction. That means we're going back to mahogany homes, y'all. So before I can start mahogany homes, I do have to make some planks with my mahogany logs. I do want to share a resource if you are unfamiliar with doing mahogany homes. That resource is called the Mahogany Homes Calculator. It basically is made by the same website that does the stars portal tracker, which basically gives you the locations of shooting stars all across Gielinor and the different servers. But what you can do is basically put in your stats here and, you know, put the things that you're going to be using and kind of what efficiency you're going to be going at to your target and all that stuff. And it'll give you the supplies that you would need. So I know that I need about 1,144 mahogany planks. It's a really nice resource to use when it comes to mahogany homes, as I'm trying to wrap it up and get that final collection log slot, which is the blueprints for mahogany homes. But I will link it in my description below for this video. That way you kind of have the tool if you want to use it. If you've never done mahogany homes before, or have and felt like you're not sure how many supplies you need, this is a great tool, a great resource that was created for mahogany homes. So shout out to the creator of this. So I'll credit them in the description as well. I really doubt this is the best method, but I just enjoy like teleporting with the earth, or I guess to the earth altar with the ring of elements, and then just kind of going and getting my planks here. I'm sure the butler is the better way. The butler, but I don't know, it seems pretty fast. I mean, maybe it's, I haven't done enough research to see if it's a good way. I don't know if you guys do it this way or do the traditional like butler method. If it's like double the amount of what I'm doing here, please someone stop me and tell me, because I need to stop what I'm doing then. But seems like it's maybe somewhat competitive. I don't know. I don't know. All right, that should be enough planks so we can go ahead and get started on our mahogany home contract. And remember, we are working towards the Hosidius blueprints, trying to get enough points for that so we can green log mahogany homes, and then just do straight on construction, building tables, whatnot for the foreseeable future. So let's get to it. So interesting little stat in the chat there. I've done 880 contracts with 879 points. Wowie wow. All right, this should be a significant turn in here. With that done, we should be, over 1,000 points, which means halfway to the Hosidius blueprints. So we are halfway there. So we probably won't get at this level, but we will make some headway and hopefully get it maybe before 90, I would assume. Yeah, but halfway there. All right, I think this might be the level here. Let's go ahead and turn in this contract. And it is a 88 construction. We can now make all of these things, including this weird bone throne. Bone throne. Okay. All right. 2 more skills left to go on the 88 bases, but we got a task we got to do from the generate task list. All right, let's roll it. What's it gonna be? Get 5 unique items at Camdozaal. We're going mining for a terrible mining XP, but we're going to knock that out. I think we only have 5 more to go, so that should be, yeah, should be knocking them all out there. But yeah, I'll see you for base 89's carpenter gear. So it actually looks like that only one of these is obtained from mining. It's the ancient globe. The other 2 pieces of the mace, I have the head already. The guard and the handle are obtained through fishing and killing the golems. So, but we'll knock out the mining one first with the ancient globe, and we'll kind of just work our way through. The cool thing is that we'll at least get like 4 collection logs by the end of this. So we'll be pushing our way to 600 by the end of this task. All right, it's time for our first inventory of Baronite deposits. Let's see if we can get lucky on this very first one. It is a 1 in 350 drop, so it's not the most common drop. Last one's the charm. Nah. All right, back for another inventory.
Many hours later.
I don't even believe the globe exists anymore.
Collection log slot completed.
I believe now. I believe now. Let's go. And another broken hammer. Let's go. That'll do it. 590. Yes. All right, let's finish off these deposits. Deposit this up. Now we got to do the fishing and the golem one. I'm curious when we turn this in what this puts us at for our kudos. So use ancient globe on curator. I found more relics. Okay, let's see what you found. Yes, what a discovery. Oh. 192. I get the rest of these. Yep, got some money. So much. We got 19 mil. No, I already had that. All right, back to Camdozaal for the other 2 pieces. So I've never done the fishing in here before. Let's just see how this goes.
Many hours later.
Didn't know catfish existed. I've been trying to find a reasonable place to see what the rate is for this handle for the mace, and all it says on the wiki is that it is rare, but I am seeing some like posts from Reddit saying that they got it in 600 fish. Some say they got it in a 3rd inventory, so it looks a little bit all over the place. So I'm gonna guess it's probably more akin to like maybe like the 1 in 320 from like the mining deposits. So hopefully we'll get it soon. You know, nothing else. This is pretty AFK and chill, so yeah. All right, I was really hoping I could get this Baronite handle before I left. I'm heading off to a small vacation for a couple days with the family, but should be a good time. Gonna have a little bit of a road trip and hang out with the kids and the wife, and should just be a fun old trip. And I hopefully come back refreshed and ready to knock out the rest of these items. But for you guys, it'll be no time at all. It'll be just the next clip. For me, it'll be a couple days. So I'll see you in the next clip. There we go, the Baronite guard. Perfect timing too, as I'm editing a video, but I was able to catch the clip. That is the last piece that we need for the Camdozaal mines. That should be all of it except the mace. I don't know if we can assemble it right here, but that is done. Nice, nice, nice. There we go, and there is the mace, and now the Camdozaal collection log is completed. Look at that little thing. Kind of see-through? No, it's not. But now we can go over here, and now we got a green log. Nice, not bad. Camdozaal mines completed, and that is a task done on the spreadsheet. Let's knock that out. Man, it feels good to green log something and hit that complete task button, which will not be enough for 92, but it will be enough to get us quite a few collection logs. It's time to move on to Runecrafting, and we're going back to Guardians of the Rift. Hey guys, I actually have been gone on vacation. I know there's a couple clips before this one, but I'm actually even recording this a day late. Just kind of forgot to do it on Wednesday night, and just came home kind of getting settled back in. Had family over, and so just got back from vacation. Had family over on Wednesday. So it's been kind of just a busy week, and I'm just, instead of doing like the whole rigmarole, I'm just going to dive right into the stats because there's not a lot to show for it. But surprisingly, there is. So here's the week for week 6. The XP for week 6 had 428,000. So of course I'm down 240 from last week. Did gain 2 total levels, which is more, it's kind of consistent in the last 2 weeks, so that's not bad. I'll take that, 2 levels. Clog slots look great. Got those Camdozaal items knocked out, which you just saw. And it's great. Getting close to 600, which is a really nice number. Only played about 14 hours, and I'm going to be honest, I feel like that's heavily inflated because I probably spent like maybe 4 or 6 hours doing Selling Alpha, which is a separate video, which I'll link at some point in this video if you want to go watch that. It's not part of the Dad Maxing series. It's kind of its own thing. And we did shave off a few hours on the Wise Old Man Time to Max, which is always good as well. So just been a kind of a slower week in terms of gaming, just because we had spring break and because my kids are off and my family's off. It was necessary for us to kind of go and spend some time, and not as necessary, but wanted to go spend time and have some fun, have a relaxing time, and kind of just take a break from everything, and get out of Dodge for a while, and just enjoy time together. So it was a lot of fun. Did a lot of fun things with the kids and the wife, and so glad I did that. So, but yeah, so I wanted to quickly show you the stats. Again, nothing special about this week, so I didn't want to take too long to look at them. So none of the big theatrics that we usually do with the clip clap, clap, whatever. But there they are. We gained a level in woodcutting. We gained a level in construction, which are both AFK and also very quick skills to level. So, yeah, but levels are levels, right? So, all right, let's keep on moving on. All right, you may recall that we got 90 fire making in order to be able to light up our Abyssal lantern with red wood logs. Let's go ahead and light this up. That looks beautiful. This will now make it where our pouch does not degrade while we're doing Guardians of the Rift, which will be just a nice little quality of life upgrade. We don't have to worry about them ever degrading, so we will take that. And it does, I think, give some additional perks as well. All right, as we're jumping in this first game, you may recall that whenever I do Guardians, that I like to keep track of the amount of runes I acquire over the course of a level. So starting out with level 87 Runecrafting, we currently have 122,000 air runes, 82,500 fire runes, 26,358 water runes, 235,000 earth runes, 39,734 law runes, 35,103 nature runes, 27,682 cosmic runes, 69,156 chaos runes, 5,900 death runes, and 53,720 blood runes. So we will see at the end of the level what those numbers add up to. This whole game is scuffed. I brought my dragon axe at the start of the game. I also forgot my abyssal pouch. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this off without the pouch. I know it's not ideal. Or I'm actually, you know what? I'm just gonna toss these runes in here, go grab my pouch, and come back. This is just embarrassing. So right now the Selling Alpha is live. I actually put together a whole video that I posted just because I knew it would take a little bit of time and didn't want it to fill the whole video up since it's not necessarily maxing the account. So I'll link it here on the screen or whatever if you want to see more of my interaction. I did actually already max the level you can get, but there are a few more tasks I'm going to do. But you may see some clips if you want to see again the full Selling Alpha experience that I had. I definitely would recommend my full video, but I may show you a couple clips. Just kind of, this is post wrapping up the video selling experience. All right, if I am correct, this should be the last charting I need to do, which should fully complete the charting that you're actually able to do in Selling Alpha. Yeah. Fully charted. Look, all green logged, if you will. Very nice, very nice. Tire C fully charted. Let's go. Let's go. I'll take it. Not bad. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Again, if you want to see the full stuff, I got the full video linked somewhere. It's on the screen or in the description. Oh my gosh, dude, that took it took a long time, but there we go. Shark rank on the Sailing Alpha. Okay, got one more left to go. Marlin, I haven't practiced that one at all. Woo, that one was tricky. Okay, all right, shark rank done. That's it. Oh my goodness, that took forever. That is the shark. Is a shark Marlin. Marlin rank complete. Oh my gosh. And 7 seconds to spare. We'll take that. Oh man. That was intense. Whew. All right. Sailing is now officially wrapped up. Yep, there you go. The completed sailing alpha guide log, if you will. And then as I showed, I think already, but I also have all this completed as well. So sweet. All right, we can go back to main game. This should be a big thing here. It is 400 rifts closed. To celebrate, I'm gonna wrap up, maybe do one more game and then call it a night, and we will do a pool and see if we can get our remaining collection log items before we wrap up here tonight. Reminder for the collection log, we're just missing a couple of items. We want to get a red dye still, and of course we need about 3,000 pearls to get the Guardian's Eye. I think we have about 1,100, so we're not quite even halfway there yet, but hopefully we'll make a big dent on this level. Let's go ahead and pull, and let's see what we get. Good luck, everybody.
Collection log slot
Hey!
completed.
Let's go. Oh, just the pearls are left. Let's go. Oh, it feels good. That feels good. Let's go. I am so happy about that. Red dye, 594 collection log slots now. So nice. That feels so good. Let's dye our outfit. Let's get it dyed. All right, I've been thinking about this for quite a while since I've had 2 dyes, and there's a cow behind me. And although the red would look really good with the Abyssal Lantern and the Dragon Pickaxe, I don't know. I've been really set on going blue just because classic wizard robes are blue. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go ahead and dye these. Place any existing colors. Yep. Let's replace that one. And let's dye that one. There we go. Officially have ourselves robes from Guardians of the Rift. The cool thing is also now any duplicates can be liquidated into pearls, and so it'll help me kind of work my way towards that as well. All right, our first Guardians game with our blue robes from the dyes. Looks so nice. Got the magic cape on too. So good. Oh, my butt's going through the cape. Oh no, get away from me. So this is kind of random in the middle of the Guardians grind, but I am wanting to start up doing birdhouse runs again, just to kind of start chipping away at Hunter. And I need, I think, 90 crafting for the redwood birdhouses in order to make the birdhouses with redwood logs. And so I think I'm going to try to knock it out. I am 88. I might, so it's kind of a weird like interjection into everything, but kind of like with the fire making, I'm getting that to 90 for the lantern. I'm going to see if I can get to 89 and boost. And if I can do that, I'll just boost for it and not, go all the way to 90 until we get to the base 90 grind. But we'll see how far I can get with these gems from CG, and I'll let you know at the end. Let's go. Wonderful. 89 crafting, which means that we can already cut Zenites with a boost. But yeah, I can craft amethyst dart tips, which is pretty awesome without needing a boost, which is great. It's awesome. I'm going to be honest. It's been a good, 3 or 4 years since I have made molten glass. Kind of brings back some early iron memories, but got to get this crafting level. All right, we should be on the last bit of glass here. And if I am correct, that should be 90 crafting. Let's go. One of the base 90s complete and should allow us now to craft a lot of things without boosts. But most importantly, we can now craft redwood birdhouses, which I'm going to be honest, I did some research towards the end of 90 crafting and I realized they're not as big of a XP boost as I thought from magic birdhouses, but it's still a increase, right? So in a base 90 is out of the way. One cool thing though as well is that we can also now boost up and craft a Zenyte bracelet, which will be a great magic increase for future PVM grinds. So that's awesome, and just 3 levels away from being able to boost up for anything. So that's great. All right, you didn't think I wouldn't show you me making the redwood birdhouse without returning to Guardians, did you? Let's go ahead and do it the first time ever on the iron. Deconstruct that. Build that. Ooh, that's nice. Put that right there. Add some seeds. That guy's getting locked up. No, we send him away. All right. First redwood birdhouse done. All right, he's putting his staff down, and that should be 88 rune crafting. Let's go. Ooh, we can now receive 9 air runes whenever we craft essence. Okay. Oh, we were just shy of 100. I'm going to go ahead and knock out 100 catalytic energy so we can have 100 pools, and then we're going to do that. And we will wrap up 88 rune crafting here. All right, we have about 100, a little over 100 pools to do for the Guardians of the Rift. I did put my pearls I already have in my inventory. Remember that we need 3,000 for the transmog unlock. We're pretty much just looking for pearls at this point. The pet would just be a bonus. We're not staying here for that. Hopefully we can maybe break 2,000, maybe get lucky. It'll kind of give us a clear indication of maybe how long we'll be here going forward. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull our level 88 rune crafting. Halfway through. Dang. Well, kind of depressing, honestly, the amount of pearls we got from that. Just barely breaking 1,500. That probably means we're going to be here to 90 and maybe even a little bit beyond to get that 3,000 pearls. Didn't even get any duplicates. Not sure if we can get them from the intricate pouches. Go ahead and open these up. Some cosmic, some chaos. Oh. And a shield left half. Okay. All right. It's not a log slot, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and get all of our runes and we'll kind of take a look and see what was the accrued amount over the course of the level. Oh my gosh. I'm an idiot. I went into the shop and I right clicked it and I could have swore I was clicking value. I just was trying to see if I could sell some talismans back for pearls. And I just spent like 400 pearls on a ring of elements. I already have that. I don't know if I can sell it back to this guy. Oh my gosh. That's so frustrating. 400 pearls wasted. Oh, I'm going to be here even longer. What's even more annoying is I had these pearls right here in this little spot with the new like lock setting for the bank. I deposited everything except the pearls because it was right there. So it's just that's all right. There's a lot worse things, but that's annoying. All right, here are the final rune counts. I'll go ahead and put the exact numbers on the screen here. So got all about our elemental runes increase by anywhere from 10 to 20,000. Law runes about 1,000. Nature runes almost 4,000. Cosmic runes about 2,500. Chaos runes almost 8,000. Death runes nearly doubled the amount we had. Got up to 10,000. And then blood runes about almost 4,000 increase. So not a bad haul for one level. Just love stacking up runes and love seeing these white stacks. Maybe one day, maybe even the green stack, in the far off future. That'd be cool to have for a rune stack. But nice refuel. All right, so we have a little bit of a backlog here. I did get 2 crafting levels over the course of getting the rune crafting level. So that means 3 levels in total, which means we technically have 3 tasks to generate from the collection log, generate task spreadsheet. But what I'm thinking is I'd like to go ahead and wrap up base 88s with prayer. It'll be a quick level to get. And then I think we'll just knock out 4 generate tasks, and we'll kind of just roll the dice and just knock them out for better or for worse and see what those are. So let's go ahead and knock out this prayer level, and then we will generate ourselves some tasks. Yoink. All right, this should be 88 prayer. Let's go. Base 88. Oh, and 120 combat. That's a big level, man. Let's go. We will take that. Finish up these bones and get out of here. I cannot believe that we are at base 88, but we are also about just a few XP away from 2,110 total level, and we got our stat check coming up in just a few hours. So I thought I'd go ahead and just knock this out real quick with some herbivore. I also brought some birdhouse stuff because I think it's almost about time to reset those birdhouses. So let's knock out this hunter level. Let's get a clean 2110 before we do our stat check for the week. I think it's going to be a pretty big week. All right, this should be the last herbivore, and that should get us 91 hunter, which is big in a lot of ways. Number one, we can now do the highest level tier rumors, the hunter rumors, and we also can catch moonlight antelopes, which I think is useful for something. All right, here we are with the stats, and they look beefy. We're rivaling the stats we had whenever we had the remote week a while back. We did have spring break, so this is kind of the tail end of that, and we were able to do some decent AFK. I recorded a sailing video, the sailing alpha video, and so that took up a lot of AFK time while I did that, so you'll see that reflected in the hours on the account this past week. But 2.1 million XP is nice to see. That is a 1.7 million increase from last week. Gained 5 total levels, again rivaling that week 2 in terms of level gains, and not a lot to show for the clog. We actually have 4 generate tasks we got to go through. Hopefully that gets us to 600 clog slots, but we'll see. And then again, 30 hours this week since last Wednesday. That is primarily, I think a large bulk of that is from editing my sailing video. I think I did wood cutting at redwood logs, and so I spent a lot of time there. But look at this, beautiful, almost sub 800 hours until max according to Wise Old Man. We shaved off 10 whole hours this week, which is great. So happy. So stats look good. It was a nice little bounce back. Good to get those things, and excited to be level 120 combat like we talked about, and also to get those big total levels. Again, good week for sure. All right, we owe 4 generate tasks on the collection log task spreadsheet for the 2 crafting levels, the rune crafting level, and the prayer level. So let's go ahead and see what we get for our first one. We are getting a warped scepter. So this is something that I didn't have access to when I first started my Ironman. Of course, it's a recent addition to the game, somewhat recent. I'm not exactly sure when, but we're going to go and knock that out and basically get that item. So let's go ahead and head that way. All right, I am opting for a melee setup just so I can work on my melee stat. Those are going to eventually need to be obviously maxed for, well, for maxing. So I got to make sure I'm getting those up. So I think I can get a decent amount of kills per hour just doing this method. So that's what I'm going to do.
Collection log slot completed.
There it is, the warp scepter. I think I put a clip before this. I forgot to turn my microphone on, unfortunately, but there we go, and we did get it on 47 kill count. Not bad at all. It's like a 1 out of 320, and the loot wasn't too bad either. I was actually gonna make a little clip on that before it dropped, but yeah, not bad at all. Warped scepter. Let's go ahead and wear this again. All right, we charged it. Now let's go ahead and toss it on. Whoa, that thing is hideous and amazing all at the same time. I love it. I love it. Warp scepter completed. All right, it's time to complete that task, which I think is going to bring us up, yeah, to 92%. And let's go on to the next one. What is it going to be? Oh, we're going to Barbarian Assault for some penance gloves. Let's take a quick look at something. So I have some great news. I was actually dreading that because I knew this was in the generate task list. And I like Barbarian Assault, don't get me wrong. But I just wasn't really looking forward to doing it. But I forgot that I recently did runner boots. I also had the granite body and the fighter torso, and I forgot that I have some leftover points, and the gloves are dirt cheap. Look at that, 150 points in each roll. We have more than enough to get that.
Collection log slot completed.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that, and it matches our shirt. Let's go. And that is 596 collection log slots. We are 4 away from 600, which is nuts. Nuts, I tell you. And we're right back to the task list. Let's go ahead and complete that. That is completed, and let's generate another one. 93%? Are we into like the everyone will bump us up a percent? That's great. Let's go. One unique from Mogres. All right, I'm here along with Sugarwood. And we're gonna be killing Mogres together. I have no idea who this is, by the way, but Sugarwood and I are gonna be knocking these guys out and hopefully getting this 1 out of 25 drop of the Mogre or Mud Skipper hat. I think that's what it's called, the Mud Skipper hat. Yeah, let's go ahead and
Collection log slot completed.
let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We'll take that all day, every day. Let's go. It's ugly. Along with the warp scepter, we're getting all the ugly slots. I bet that actually goes with our penance gloves that we just got, though. Oh my gosh. All right. That was too easy. What are we talking? 3KC. I'm loving it. These are going by so quick, and we're at 597. Check out this fashion scape, guys. This is looking amazing. Let's wear this for our final generate task for this set of tasks we got to do. I am so happy. I'm gonna be a little bit honest. I was kind of not dreading is not the right word, but I had 4 tasks like stacked up, and I've been. This sounds so weird, but I've been enjoying skilling so much. I was afraid it's gonna take a while to knock them all out. So the fact that I had accrued so many tasks, I thought this is going to take so long, but I literally have knocked all these out within the hour. So let's go ahead and generate our next one. But first, let's complete that one. And that will put us into, well, still 93%, but the next one should put us into 94. So what will this one be? Oh, we're going to do some pearl fishing. It's been a long time. I think I haven't done this since it first came out. Like, it's been that long. Mulch Pearl Island, right? I'm gonna have to look into this and head over there and just kind of see how this goes. I have no idea how long that will take, but it is on the easy tier, so I assume not too long, or at least not too difficult. So let's go and see. All right, so to get the pearl fishing rod, you need 100 mulch pearls, which you get, I think, by doing a little bit of falconry here, which I will get from this guy. But the good news is I think this scales with your hunter and your fishing level, which I have 91 in both. So I don't think this will take too long. It's just a matter of getting the pearls. So let's go ahead and dive into this. I'm going to try this for about 10 minutes and see how it goes and see how many pearls we get in the matter of 10. And then maybe we can have like a little bit better idea of what the rate will be and how long it'll take us to get all the pearls. First pearl there. It's been only about 3 minutes. So let's see what we can get in the rest of 7. All right, it's been about 10 minutes and I've only got 1 pearl, which is not ideal. That's like what puts us at completion of like near 20 hours, which is ridiculous for just this collection log item. I'm hoping I just got really unlucky, and I think I did. I did download this plugin right here at the bottom that will basically track how many fish I've caught. The pearl rate should be 1 in 78 with my levels. So my hope is that, you know, this kind of gives us some helpful information. You can kind of see also kind of where we're at as I go through the clips. But yeah, I guess we'll keep kind of grinding out this little activity here. The XP is not terrible, and I really don't mind log slots that are going to kind of pay into our overall maxing goal either. So 37k an hour for hunter and 28k for fishing, and not too bad at all, right? A little bit of cooking XP, but that's neither here nor there. All right, we just hit a decent milestone there, 50 pearls, which means we are halfway to the goal to get the fishing rod. So we'll take that. Just working our way through these. XP is not too terrible. Getting a decent amount so far for a session. Pearls are definitely coming in slow and steady, but we're halfway done. All right, it is week 8. It's time for a stat check. We haven't done it in a while. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of bish bosh snip snap, and boom, here are the stats, and we have them, and we got to dive into them because they're interesting. We also have wrapped up another month, which left me a little bit surprised. So we are on week 8. Of course, we are now into April. Not one of our worst weeks since we started this, but definitely not one of the best. So we did get 802k experience overall. Actually didn't gain a single total level. It's because we were kind of playing catch up with some collection log slots. However, this mulch pearl one has taken a little bit longer than I thought it would, but you will also notice that I have not played very much. The reality is that just right now, with my work and also with the mileage that I'm increasing for my marathon training that's coming up very soon, it's there's a tight fit, right, for personal time outside of those things. So and of course I'm not willing to sacrifice large amounts of time, family time, or very much at all. So just trying to make sure I fit in when I can, and just been tired a little bit more just because I've been doing more mileage and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm not displeased with the stats. I mean, it is what it is, so it's interesting to look at it. I did gain 3 collection log slots, and we are getting very close to 600 total, which is a pretty big milestone for me. So I'm excited. The next episode will definitely be the big 600, and hopefully also I'd like to get base 90s. Should I say that? I mean, that's definitely one of my goals. I want to knock out 600 slots and base 90s. That would be an amazing episode. But we'll see. Maybe that's not realistic. So over here, we did finally reach 800 flat hours to max. Yeah. So that's great. It's great. We have gone from 845 to 800 over the course of 2 months, so it's not ideal. It's definitely not going to put us in the reach of being able to max, by autumn. But we're going to keep pushing. Who knows when a push will come through, and we'll see if we can get there. I did add a new column, like I talked about in one of my previous videos about the mileage I've been doing. So this is the amount of miles I'm running in a week. I guess I just haven't really been tracking, but my largest amount of miles was actually 2 weeks ago. I think I did an 18-mile run on this one for my weekend run, which is my long run in prepping for a marathon. However, this week I am doing my longest run I've ever ran, which is a 20-mile run. And I did a 10-mile today, which I usually don't do 10 miles in the middle of the week. They're usually broken up a little bit more, but because I'm running the 20-mile, I think my training plan decided me to do a big one today and then take a rest on Friday. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, those are the stats for week 8. And here is the cumulative stat track for March. Very surprised for this, and I'll tell you why. I have a whole week off in March for that spring break time, and it surprised me with that time off that I had a lower amount of XP than I did in February. It's just kind of strange for me how I was not expecting that, but I guess that means that I just use that time for more important things, right? So we went on a vacation with our family. I had family over, did some runs. So there were other things to be had. The total levels were not as much. We did get 9, so not too far off. And then the clog slots were even lower as well. So, I guess I just went ham. Literally, right? I went to the hams and got easy clues, and so that kind of just helped with the log slots. But yeah. All right, there it is. I'm really gonna try to finish off these mulch pearls. My hope is that the last clip of this video is of me getting 100 mulch pearls. It is Wednesday. If I can somehow sneak that out before Friday, because I want this video to go live in a couple days, then I'll put it in here. If not, mulch pearls will be coming in the next episode to start off. So, all right, there are the stats.